She said my father's dream didn't match the neighborhood's decor. But by the time the fire died down, it wasn't just a car burning, it was the mask of the entire HOA. She slid the notice across my mailbox like a verdict. Sweet smile, but words sharp enough to cut. Your vehicle doesn't match the neighborhood's decor. Move it in 72 hours or we escalate. That was Trina Caldwell, vice president of Alder Creek HOA, the kind of woman who mistakes a clipboard for a crown. But that wasn't just any vehicle in my driveway. It was a 1961 Jaguar E-Type, flat floor, welded bonnet. The same model my father once called a machine with a heartbeat. I built it bolt by bolt, with his cracked old tools, with his voice guiding me through every turn of the wrench. To Trina, it wasn't history, it was an eyesore. She wanted compliance. I wanted to honor my father, so I didn't move the car. I left the garage door open in polished chrome like it was therapy, while neighbors slowed their cars, staring, half jealous, half scared of Trina's wrath. Then came the night everything changed. Past midnight, my old shepherd, Mabel, growled low, a sound she saved for real trouble. I looked out the window and froze. My Jaguar was engulfed in a storm of orange fire, glass shattering, heat rolling like waves, and I knew this wasn't an accident. I stood barefoot on the concrete, smoke in my lungs, forcing myself to watch, because some losses you owe your dead to witness. The firefighters called it undetermined, but I saw the accelerant marks. I smelled chemicals in the air. Someone had struck a match. Before dawn, an email landed, community-wide. Not sympathy, not concern, just a reminder of fire hazards and compliance. And attached, a photo of my burned car, like a tunt. In that moment, it all became clear. The rules weren't rules. They were weapons. And in the wrong hands, weapons burn more than cars. They burn trust, memories, even justice itself.
I pulled my Nest footage. Smoke, sirens, whiteout haze. But something was missing. The HOA's own cul-de-sac camera, the one they bragged about at holiday parties, should have caught everything. Yet suddenly, outage. And outages don't erase cloud backups. Not unless someone tells them to. My friend Colin from SecureSpan slipped me a quiet printout. Failed login, then admin access, then deletion. User T. Caldwell, VP. My heart thumped hollow. Hope had turned into proof. Then came the flash drive from a paralegal. Buried inside the emails, one line that made my jaw lock. If he won't comply, the obstacle in his driveway will be handled. Handled. Not reported, not resolved, handled. I showed the misdelivered HOA sheet to Treasurer Frank Bell. His shoulders dropped like he'd been carrying a box too heavy for too long. He whispered, "She keeps receipts on everyone." But I joined to balance budgets, not to cover fires. For the first time, I knew I wasn't alone. So I printed the access logs poster size and taped them in my showroom window. Her username, the timestamp, the deletion command. Black on white. Truth too big to ignore. By morning, the whole neighborhood had seen it. The clubhouse was standing room only. People held their breath like he was a sentencing. Trina strutted in late, gaveling like a queen. She said words like rumor and misinformation. Then she tried to censure me by name, until Frank stood, calm but steady. Page 14, Section 3. During an active investigation, all punitive actions are stayed. He laid the invoice and log on the table. The room shifted. Truth had weight. Then Noel walked up. No badge flash, no theatrics, just a voice sharp as steel. Capstone Insurance has opened a liability investigation. Preserve all records. Do not delete. Do not alter. She slid the envelope onto the table, and for the first time, Trina's hand shook. By the next morning, Trina's name vanished from the HOA website. The president resigned 2 days later. Reforms passed in a week. Audits, dual signatures, raw footage access. Neighbors called it the Hail Clause. I hated the name, but also kind of loved it. I didn't throw a party. I just went to the shop early, turned on the radio low, and slid the old gear knob into my hand, the one my father had etched with his initials 60 years ago. In front of me, a bare steel shell of another Jaguar. This time, I'd build it slow. Not just a car, a dedication with wheels. Rules aren't bad. Communities need guardrails. But power without humility always reaches for the match. And the only counterweight is neighbors willing to be inconvenient, to show up, to ask for logs, to print the ugly truth in windows if they have to. Because if people like Trina can weaponize rules to burn someone else's driveway, the question is, whose driveway will it be next?